starving, then you can do it, right? Because we literally have that much energy in our bodies. Fat is actually a very, very packed, what do you call it? As far as its caloric value, fat is very efficient. There's a lot of calories in fat, right? So like I said, our bodies are doing this on purpose so that we can go extended periods of time without eating. In fact, in one of the books I was reading, they were talking about the prisoners of war in World War II. I mean, these guys, like, they're not feeding, they're starving. And they talked about how they had like this mental alertness that was like above and beyond normal for them. And they were able to read faster and do like oddly strange things. You would think, once again, like, oh, they're not feeding them, these guys are going to be, in a really awful state. And it's not necessarily true, right? But the difference between fasting and starving is you don't know when you're going to eat again. I mean, fasting is like you are on purpose doing this, right?
Yeah.
And if people ask me about anorexia, is this going to make you anorexic? Once again, anorexia is like, this is a mental condition, right, or disorder. Once again, fasting is not a mental condition. This is a thing you're doing on purpose, right, for your health.
For health.
Fasting has been around since time began, not only because of just necessity with up and downs of food, but for religious reasons. You look at every major religion of the world, they fast. Like I said, you look at Christians, you look at Jesus, 40 days. You look at Elijah, there's prophets, they're 40-day fasts. I used to think, because when I was younger, they told me you can't go 3 days without water and you can't go 30 days without food, you'll die. And then I'm thinking, well, he went 40 days, so what happened there? I don't know. Right? So
he's a prophet.
Yeah, he's a prophet.
He's a prophet.
Yeah.
It's actually, Moses, right? 40 days. Like, so it is actually physiologically possible. You look at Islam and the whole month of Ramadan. I mean, they fast.
And they eat at night, though.
Well,
they intermittent fast.
It's kind of an intermittent fast, but basically from sun up to sundown, you can't eat anything.
Or drink.
Eat or drink, yeah. So it's dry.
Wow.
They do it for the whole month.
That's kind of rough.
Right. Well, and it's not just food either. They abstain from other things too, like.
That.
What's that?
That.
That. None of that.
Yeah.
But it's cool because it's like this idea of mind over matter, right? It's like you are in control of your physical body. And it was interesting. Both my wife and I talked about this a lot. It's like a confidence booster, right? When you fast for 16 days, when you get done, you're like, man, I can do anything. If I could not eat for 16 days, man, I can do whatever I put my mind to, I can do it. I have control over myself.
Yeah, it made us feel like we could master other addictions,
Yeah, oh yeah.
if you can, addiction to just eating, period. If you could do that one, right?
You just learn so much about yourself.
That's why I'm like, my chocolate.
Well, so I'll flow into this. I'm not actually following this totally very well, guys. I'm kind of rolling around, but the notes are here. One of the things that you find out